What's up, YouTube? My name's John, and today I am playing a Half-Life mod that is 10 years old. It is a very old mod at this point. It's called, as you can see, Buzzy Bots. It's basically a multiplayer game that features robots that run around and shoot each other with lasers and little cartoonish bombs. And frankly, I love this mod. I just think, I don't know, it's not that, I mean, it's not as complex as many other mods, but it just has an awesome, in my opinion, artistic style, and just overall feel of the game, which is really cute and hilarious to me, and just really cool and interesting. You know, and again, it came out in 2001, and I'm guessing just, you know, because of Counter-Strike, which I believe was released right around that same time, like, as a mod for Half-Life around 2001, 2002, probably completely overshadowed this game at that point, as well as games like Team Fortress Classic. I mean, I guess just most people are just like, well, I could just play these games, and there's a little bit more diversity there. True, but this game is awesome. This game is really awesome, I think. And it's just a shame that nobody... In fact, this game seems to be so underneath the carpet that I couldn't even... There's no YouTube videos for this game whatsoever. So, allow me to be the first person to ever make a YouTube video of Buzzy Bots. Congratulations, you were watching history in the making. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so... Yeah, I mean, the best way to really describe this... Oh, and by the way, I'm not the only one. Look, there's actually a dedicated server right here. See? Somebody actually gives a shit about this game, so look at that. Isn't that amazing? In fact, let's go ahead and just join that server. Why not? What better way to show you this game than joining the one and only server that exists for it? Weasel's Buzzy Bots lives. Welcome to the Weasel's Lair. The very last Buzzy Bots server on the planet. You gotta admire dedication like that, making a server for an 11-year-old game at this point. In fact, it's this Weasel guy who runs this server. I think he's the one who actually took this mod in 2005 and kind of tweaked it a little bit so it's a little more Steam friendly. So yes, you can run this mod through Steam, and I will include all the links to how to get this game in the description below. Anyway, so as you can see, here's this little cartoonish environment. You bet you're wondering what these little block guys are that are running around here. I'll explain those guys in just a second. But first of all, so it's team-based deathmatch. So I'll just go ahead and pick red team. And it's class-based deathmatch. Fancy that. You have one of 5 robots to choose from. Over the left there, you see you got the trooper, you got the guardian, you got the runner, you got the bomber, and you got the spy. All of them are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, your trooper is basically, again, your all-around good character, as it says there in parentheses. Your guardian's basically your heavy. Your runner is your scout/sniper in a certain sense. Your bomber has nothing but bombs. And then you have the spy, which is a pretty unique and interesting class, and I'll show that off when we get to that. So, let's just go ahead and start out with the trooper. Why don't we? Ow, what an asshole. Alright, so here's the first-person view for this. So, first of all, you only have, each class really only has 1 or 2 weapons. The trooper's primary weapon is a laser gun. This guy's being a total dick. These guys are called Skrunks, but we will get to them in just a second. God, this guy's being an asshole. Fuck off, dude. Yes, they attack you, and you can kill them, but we'll get to that in just a second. So, I have a laser gun, and I also have a grenade launcher. It shoots out these really cartoonish bombs. Isn't that hilarious? So you'll notice you don't have ammo in this game. Instead, on the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you see this tick. See this? You know, those numbers that are ticking down. That is how hot your weapon gets, basically. So the more you fire your gun, the hotter it gets. And then eventually, well, getting a little bit of lag here. Got killed. Server got a little laggy for some reason. Alright, this server is very laggy. I was playing it just a second ago and it wasn't doing that bad, so why don't we just create our own server here? Sorry about that. In fact, let's go to the exact same level. By the way, there's also plenty of levels to play here. I think there's about a total of about 13 levels. Well, let's go back to that same level with no lag whatsoever so we can actually properly show off this game. Alright, anyway, here we are. So, bombs, got the laser gun. Okay, so the overheating system. You'll notice that now it's in the yellow, now it's in the red. As soon as it crosses over 100...
System overheating.
System's it's overheating. If you keep firing while it's overheating, you'll notice my health's going down, as well as my armor. And if you keep doing that, you're gonna die. So you kind of have to pick your shots. You know, you don't want to just sit there and spam shit at people, because then you're just gonna end up blowing yourself up. So you have to be very careful with how you play the game. Anyway, so in this map, I believe this is a control beacon map, which means that basically there is this beacon, you know, red team and blue team each have beacons. There's the blue beacon, and literally all I have to do is just go up to it and touch it. Blue beacon's now activated. And then this 10-second timer counts down, and when the counter reaches 0, then the red team wins. Pretty straightforward stuff. There you go.
Red wins.
Red wins. And when a team wins a match, you respawn, and as you can see, there are upgrades you can choose. You can upgrade your engine, your armor, your health, weapon. You can shrink your character, which is pretty awesome. You can give yourself some resistance to freezing, which I'll explain in a little bit. You can change your gravity, or you can reduce your cooling. So that's pretty nice. And you can only choose one upgrade per round, basically. So I'm going to choose, I'll do the engine upgrade. So now I'm a little bit faster. And so once you've chosen that upgrade, you can't upgrade that any further. You basically just are now a fast robot. Well, let's go ahead and win the match again. We'll talk about those guys in just a second. There we go, we've won the match again. So I know it looks pretty easy so far, but if you can imagine a bunch of people running around here, it probably wouldn't so easy to touch that thing. Okay, so now you can see the engine's now grayed out. Can't choose that anymore. Let's go ahead and let's do the gravity. Alright, so now we've improved our gravity. And look at that. So not only, I mean, I probably should have showed this to you earlier, but not only can you jump, you kind of double jump. And with the gravity enhanced, double jumping does quite a bit. Which is pretty awesome, I think. So if you do die, though, however, all your upgrades go away. So the longer your character stays alive and doesn't die, the more powerful he becomes. So if you're a particularly awesome player, then you can just whoop people's ass. Now then, let's talk about these Skrunk things, as they're called. These are basically, I mean, not every map has them, but they're little AI-controlled characters. They make weird noises, and they will attack you. See, if you attack this guy, he charges at you. That's just one of many. Let me see if there's any other types of Skrunk in this level. So that's the cube Skrunk. Those are sentry turrets in the blue base. There's also a triangle Skrunk, and there's a spherical. Here's the spherical Skrunk. You get close to this guy, he electrocutes you. Now again, as I mentioned earlier, you can kill these things, so let's see if we can actually kill one. They take a lot of damage. There you go, he's dead. Normally he makes a little death sound, but that time he didn't seem to do it. These guys are particularly harder to kill.
System overheating. System overheating. System overheating.
And I just killed myself.
System
That's what happens when you try to fire too much. He said something about shit. Did you hear that? And, well, as you can see, now all my upgrades are gone. Now I jump normally. So dying is bad. You don't want to die. Important safety tip, kids. Don't... Oops. So yeah, that's basically how this guy works. Not only that, but check this out. So, and the server that's hosted here seems to allow this. Third person mode, check out your character. I think that's pretty awesome. I also think it's pretty awesome. I mean, every robot has its own unique... You know, you're noticing there's not any footsteps going on here. You sound like a damn robot when you're running around. That's just pretty awesome. And I mean, when you're sitting around, you have this idle noise, so there's not really any hiding in this game, so you're not going to really camp out anywhere. I mean, people will generally know where you are if they're nearby, so... Alright, so that's the Trooper class. Why don't we go ahead and try a new level? That is one thing. Unfortunately, and that is probably one of the complaints I could lob at this game, is that once you've selected your character, you cannot change that unless you exit out and join the server again. So that is one thing to deal with. But let's go ahead and do a... Actually, let's do a chip level. There are two game types. There's that beacon thing that you just saw, and then there's also a chip game, and I'll show you how that works. Let's do this level. All the chip levels are pretty unique, actually. They all work in pretty different ways. So let's do the blue team this time, and let's be the Guardian. Here's our Guardian. He's very slow, but he has a crap load of health and a crap load of armor. Let's just show you what he looks like in first person real quick. So his left mouse, that was the right mouse. This is the left mouse. Kind of a Gatling gun laser. And then he has grenades. So he's pretty much just a super version of the Trooper. Let's go back. And he kind of sounds like a tank. And I love that. When you're crouching, he kind of like collapses within himself. I think that's pretty awesome. Alright, so here's our chip.
Move on to the chip.
So we have the chip, and the point of this particular chip map is to go back to your base. Move very slowly with this guy. If I can find it. Nevertheless, you're supposed to find this, this little chip depositing area, and you just put the chip in there. So it's basically more like capture the flag, where it's like one flag, capture the flag, basically. Here's our cap point, I believe. Let me in. Thank you. And you hop in here.
Blue wins, and red team is a loser.
There you go. Red team is a loser. So let's upgrade, let's do the shrinking thing. So here's what happens when you shrink your character. He moves a little bit faster, I think. Or maybe it just seems that way because I'm smaller. But he's definitely harder to hit, which is pretty useful, I would say. And yeah, when you're small, these double jumps actually seem to come in handy quite a bit. A lot of these things pretty far. Did I just miss the cap? Not yet. I've not missed the cap one yet. I would say this is a class that can afford to have his system overheat because he just has so much health and armor. So he's definitely a defending class. So you can sit there and just keep hammering out shots. Alright, let's go ahead and upgrade the engine. Let's make it a little bit faster. That'd probably be the first upgrade you really want to give to this guy. Alright, so that pretty much explains that class. Let's show you another level. And another class. Let's go to Domino. That was a pretty interesting map. So check this stuff out. I don't know what all that yellow stuff's doing there. That's kind of weird. Let's be the red team. Let's be the runner this time. Yeah, I don't recall having all this yellow crap on the ground. That's kind of bizarre. So he just has this weird rectangle. But as you can see, he's pretty damn fast. He also, as I mentioned earlier, is kind of a sniper class. So you can zoom in like that. The shots become a little bit slower, but they're much more powerful. So he's kind of a character you can just run up somewhere, camp out really quick, and if he needs to escape, he can do so. This guy's one of my favorite classes, actually. I just think he's really cool. And kind of cool looking, though, I must say. Okay, hop over that. Oh, well, we got up on this thing. There we go.
Blue beacon activated.
The animations aren't that great, but I think the models are fun. I don't know.
Red wings.
Awesome in the sense that they are just delightfully cheesy. What is not to love about this game? Let's see. Thermal shrinking, why not? This is a very weird level. It's snowing, the ground is yellow for God knows why. I think that's some sort of weird texture issue. I think it was supposed to be white, but now apparently something has come in here and just peed all over the place. But thank God you're a robot who has no sense of smell. Or taste, for that matter. But there are dominoes everywhere, for some reason. So yeah, but actually, I mean, as far as level design goes, I don't know. I think this is going to be a pretty interesting battle. I think it'd be cool. You notice there are no Skrunks, or whatever the hell they're called in this level. So you don't have to deal with those guys. There's your runner class. Let's go ahead and check out another one. Let's see. Spacewalk. Here's another one of those unique chip levels. There's your chip. We got Skrunks this time. Let's be on the blue team. And let's be... What the hell did he just say? He said something. So here's our bomber class. Complete with a crazy-ass hat. Look at that. So, let's do first person real quick. Of course, first person is not that entertaining. He has a cylinder type thing. Now, with this guy, his primary fire lobs a grenade pretty far. Secondary fire, 2 grenades, although not nearly as far. You have to kind of angle them to really get them to go anywhere. But you'll notice that makes you overheat like a motherfucker.
System overheating.
But he does have a lot of armor, which is pretty nice. Especially because you can indeed hurt yourself with those bombs. So the way this map works... Oh, and by the way, there are no health pickups whatsoever, so once you're damaged, you're damaged. The only way you can heal yourself is having the round restart by winning the match, so there's this game you have to be very, very careful. I mean, you don't want to overheat, you definitely don't want to get killed, you just want to complete the objectives and get out as fast as possible, while killing people. So in this game, if you're on the red team, you hit that button, come around here, and this door opens, you stick the chip in there. And the red team has to do that, so let's go ahead and grab the chip.
Blue got the chip.
So the blue team goes in here, and just like I said, blah 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 blah, hit button. There you go. I mean, this class is pretty awesome. He's fairly powerful, I would say. I mean, I don't know. It's really a matter of aesthetics, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, the bombs are more powerful than the lasers, but this guy, you know, he can't shoot as fast, so I guess that's one disadvantage he has, but he certainly is pretty damn powerful. In fact, let's make him even more powerful. His weapons are now upgraded. And look at that. Oh, here's our third... What the fuck are they called? Sprunks? I have no idea. AI robots that are geometric shapes. Now, if you let this guy get too close to you, he just basically... I don't know what the hell you want to call that, but it does not feel good. It's definitely depleting my armor pretty rapidly. But, let's try to kill this guy. He's just not dying. Oh my god. I know you can kill this guy. This guy does not want to die. What the hell? He's like a Terminator. Okay, he's supposed to die. My god! There you go! He's not supposed to be that weak.
Die for this.
I will die for this? I stick you in the ground. Apparently when you use explosives, you stick them in the ground. Now, of course, when they die, they actually do respawn, so... You can't just kill them off permanently. There will always be some sprunks. Whatever the hell they're called. Where's the chip? Ah, the chip changes location every now and then, as you can see. And most chip maps work that way, so... Whoa, oh god. I can actually kill this one. Ah. Ow. If you can keep your distance, they won't charge at you. within their distance, then there's very little thing to do to avoid them actually charging. I'm very surprised that these guys are so hard to kill. There's actually settings you can do with the server where you can change how much health they actually have, so you could make them really easy to kill if you want. Let's make them faster. In fact, let me show that real quick. That is not it. So, in here, you can also... Okay, they're called Skrunks. We've confirmed it now. So yeah, you can make them aggressive, which I'm not quite sure exactly what that does, but, you know. It didn't seem to have much of an effect on their behavior, it just, you know. So yeah, so you can actually change them like Skrunk... You can also change how much damage everybody has. You can really just change the server in the entire game from here, basically. Change everyone's cooling. So, I mean, if you really think a class is imbalanced, then you can just tweak it right here. Look at that. You can change how much their weapons heat up. That's pretty awesome, I would say. Yeah, the bomber definitely overheats pretty quickly. But not as much as the spy, who we haven't shown off yet. Well, let's just keep everything at default for now. So yeah, highly customizable game. That's pretty nice, yeah. Let's do... I don't think we've gone to cartoon yet. Cartoon, here we go. Why is this called cartoon? I have no idea.
How about you?
That guy was just talking for a second there. Alright, so last but not least, we have the spy. Now, one thing, this guy can fly, as you can see. Now, he's not a spy in the Team Fortress sense. I mean, I guess technically he's small and therefore maybe slightly unnoticeable. But he can do objectives and stuff like that. And he has 2 attacks, which I will show off here in just a second. One of his attacks, his primary attack, that is. So I can actually show that off. In fact, here, let's go at a third person for a second here. If I can spell. Alright, so his primary attack is launching this rocket here. And what that does, although you can't really see an effect on these things, but that apparently freezes robots, or at least slows them down a little bit or something. I think it actually freezes them outright.
System overheating.
But good God, he overheats really fast. Alright, we're gonna have to cool down before we actually...
Load onto the chip.
Man, that's pretty cheap. These guys seem to be... I mean, these guys and the runner seem to be your go-to capturing guys. So this map is pretty straightforward. You have to take the chip into the enemy base and put it here.
Red is a loser, and blue is the winner.
There you go. So let's go back in the third person real quick. His second ability... That didn't work. There we go. His second ability is dropping a bomb directly underneath it, which is actually his primary attack. That doesn't freeze people, it actually just does damage. I think it's pretty awesome. So you can freeze people, then just... But of course, all these attacks, like, severely overheat him, so... He's not really much of a fighter. He's much more of a capture character, I would say. That's kind of creepy.
System overheating.
Good God.
System overheating.
Yeah, you don't want to attack with that guy.
System
He's
overheating.
much more of a
System
objective
overheating.
class. Now, one thing I'll mention is, I mean, here, I can kind of show it off. Spies look the same no matter what team they're on. So whether they're on red or blue, they're going to look exactly like that, which I guess is why they're called spies, besides just being these little drone robots. See, look, no discernible difference whatsoever. So I guess, really, like when you see a spy, you're like, oh my God, is that my spy? Should I need to kill that guy? It's like, he has the chip. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I just don't know. And as long as the server doesn't have friendly fire, I guess, you know, that's how you'll find out.
Red mods the chip.
If you see a giant circle with an even bigger little chip, they don't have much health, but they definitely are the best at capturing things, I would say. Okay.
Red wins.
Let's make this guy even smaller. Look at that. That's even better. Then you have absolutely no idea where the hell this thing's coming from.
System overheating. System overheating.
Yeah, this guy is much
System
more about
overheating.
capturing objectives, as I have just pretty much driven home at this point.
System overheating. System overheating. System
It's
overheating.
not very durable.
System overheating.
Probably be a pretty
System
good idea
overheating.
to actually upgrade his health. But, so there you have it. There are all the classes. Let's see. What level is our server on this time? Not our server, but the server. That's the only server. Black and white. Very interesting map. Oh, and by the way, you know, if you've fallen in love with the third-person mode at this point, this is an online server, and we have third-person mode. I would, if people were actually playing this game on this server, I would totally play this game in third person. I just think it's awesome.
10 minutes remaining.
Those things are not big. This is one of those beacon maps, I believe. So why don't we do our service here and actually capture the beacon like we're supposed to, like a good little robot. There it is.
New beacon activated.
I just really wish. I really wish more people would play this game. I just think, you know, it's pretty different. I would definitely play this game if people were playing it. So, if you're out there and you're interested, you should totally get this game. And
Blue sucks big time.
blue sucks big time. What's not to like about that? When you win, the announcer says that the blue team sucks big time. It's just fucking silly, which I think is awesome. Oh, okay, let me see if I can find this map. I think it's on Fling. If this doesn't convince you that this game's awesome, then I don't know what will, but nevertheless. Let's be a true. Check this out. That tree. Yes, the tree is singing. I don't know what the hell those things are, but dude, dancing, singing trees. Dancing, singing trees. For God's sakes, we have dancing. Oh. Silliest damn game ever. Fortunately, it doesn't seem like you can kill the tree, but that's actually okay, because I'm okay with that. Silliest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. That's where you respawn. You don't really want to go that way. Well, there you go. I mean, that's basically all I can really show you, because, I mean, there are no AI bots that you can play with. There's only these little Skrunk things. Skrunk? I've already forgotten what these damn things are called. Skrunk? Skrunk. They're called Skrunks. These little fuckers are called Skrunks. So there you have it. That's Buzzy Bots for you. Very old mod. Apparently still has a dedicated server. Totally runs through Steam as long as you have a copy of Half-Life. And yeah, if you're looking for something different, why not? Give it a shot. I mean, I'll be checking in every now and then. Maybe somebody will actually hop in here and play, although I sincerely doubt it. So many people are playing so many games at this point. But yeah, there you go. A really obscure mod that never really saw the light of day, or really never, not so much never saw the light of day, but never really had its time fully recognized. But perhaps there'll be a resurgence one day and people will flock back to this mod, although I sincerely doubt it. But nevertheless, I think it's a cool mod. It's unfortunate that it never took off. I think there definitely could be improvements, like, you know, maybe And one thought I was having earlier is that maybe there could be like a reason why you would want to kill these little Skrunk thingamajiggers. Because all they really do is just sit there. I mean, I guess really, like, if there was a huge battle going on and they're floating around like that, then yeah, I guess they're just kind of there to distract you and or try to kill you when you're trying to kill everybody else or complete your objectives. But maybe it'd be, maybe they give the team a reason to try to take these guys out. Because you were noticing it took a lot of damage just to take one of those damn things down. And granted, you can change how much health they have, but I don't know. Maybe just make them more than just some AI-controlled characters that wander around the level. Maybe make them give you points of some kind. Maybe they can give you upgrades or something. I don't know. Something like that. Give them a little more dynamic, elements to the game. But nevertheless, I don't know if anyone's really updating this mod anymore. That Weasel guy updated this mod in 2005, and he has not done much with it. The Weasel guy had nothing to do with the original development team, by the way. I think he's just a fan who loves the game and just decided to make something out of it, so... But there you have it. Once again, this is Buzzy Bots, and once again, I will put a link in the description below. And yeah, so, if you like this, go ahead and subscribe, like it if you want to, all that good stuff. And once again, I am John, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.